we are starting this wonderful Manifesting Masterclass, and it happens to be a new moon. But I want to make sure that I reiterate once again, it does not need to be a new moon in order for you to make a manifesting list. You can manifest anytime. You can manifest very easily. It's very easy to manifest. But the reason why we're doing this Manifesting Masterclass is because we want to make sure that what you are manifesting is actually in alignment with your highest truth. It is in alignment with your innermost, deepest desires, aligning with your true divine life purpose on this planet. So what is it that you want to manifest? Why you want to manifest it? What is it going to do for you? How is it going to change your life? How is it going to improve your life? Is it going to make you happy? Because there are so many times I talk to people, I have private sessions, we have group sessions, just regular everyday conversations even, where people tell me, oh, I thought this was going to make me happy, but it has not. It's not what I expected. Or they just are on to the next thing and they're not fully appreciating it. So it could be a multitude of things that are not in alignment. And why is that happening? Because you, as a supernatural being, yes, you have these incredible, magical, innate talents that you were born with. But as you begin to develop and start to get programmed by your parents, by the environment, by the television, the news, and all of that, your classmates, your friends, your partners, your children even, they come in with their own programming, and sometimes obviously they come to teach us. So everybody and anybody can influence your programming. And so what happens is when you start to absorb all this new programming, you forget what it is that you came here on this planet, to this planet, to do. And so this is why it is important to be able to connect to your deepest inner wisdom to understand. We are bridging the gap between your conscious mind and your subconscious. So that way you consciously can remember what it is that you came here to do on this planet. What is going to fulfill you in the highest and best way? What is going to bring you the most joy? So that is what we are here to discover. So when you manifest something from a place of desperateness, neediness, I need to do this, I have to do this, I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't do this, that is a place of lack. So when you're coming from a place of lack, when you're coming from a place of desperation and that neediness, like, tell me, show me what I need to do. How do I need to do it? I need to know. I need. Do you feel like even when I'm talking about it, it just sounds needy? Like it sounds needy. It sounds desperate because it is. So it is coming from a place of lack. You are not going to be able to align with that which you want to align with because you are already not in alignment. You are coming from a place of fear. You are coming from a place of desperation, from a place of lack. So what we're going to work on during this masterclass is helping you align to that energy that already is, that you already are, to bring you into alignment so that you understand what is it that is in my true alignment. You know, I live in Los Angeles. Many people move here because they want to become actors. You know, I have a friend who moved here who wanted to become a writer. Well, he's really good at VFX, and that's what he ended up doing. Even though he still loves writing, he has worked on huge films by now. He was a supervisor for an A-list actors film that was recently released. I mean, he is in high demand on TV shows. and he moved here to be a writer. So things do shift and change. I had a lot of creative pursuits, not knowing that what I actually wanted to do was create something that made me happy, create something that was, I was searching and I wanted to tell stories, and I am writing books, but I was coming from a place of just that surface level, not really knowing what is it that is lurking underneath. What is it that is hiding within me? Because I hadn't done the work. So we need to do the work to release whatever is blocking you so that you can manifest that which is in your highest alignment. So this is why we're doing this masterclass. It is so important, especially as we're starting a new year. But once again, time doesn't exist. So new day, new hour, new minute, whatever you want to call it, you have the ability to manifest. So nothing to be afraid of. People go, oh, I don't know if I'm going to see things, and what am I going to see? And what if I'm not worthy? So we're going to work on that. We're going to figure out, why do you not feel worthy? And do you actually want it, number one? And if you do want it, is it in your highest and best alignment? And if it is, what is blocking you from getting there? And if we find, well, most of the time, all of the time, there's always something. And then we identify those blocks to figure out what they are. And then we figure out where they came from so we can release them. And then you are able to manifest. This is why my entire platform is Heal and Manifest. Once again, manifesting is so easy. And many of you have asked me, am I ready to have my third eye activated? Am I ready to have the master cell in my pineal gland activated? If you haven't done the work or any work, and if you still have traumas that need to be released, obviously we always have something that is coming up. I'm not saying you have to be like, pure light, complete, like a baby. With even a baby, when it comes in, it already has, programs, but you know what I mean? So you do need to get to a certain level where you are able to discern between your own thoughts and the thoughts and feelings of others. So your own thoughts and feelings and the thoughts and feelings of others. And you're most importantly able to discern between, are these old stories of my mind, or is this actually a divine message from my higher self, from source? So that in itself is so important, because if you are going by the thoughts of your mind that are based on the old stories, which are based on the trauma, whether it's any kind of trauma from this lifetime as a child, from this lifetime from an ex-partner, whether it was a marriage, whether it was just a relationship or like a 2-month fling, whatever, it doesn't matter. Time doesn't exist. You can have a more intense connection with a particular individual over a shorter amount of time than someone you have over 10 years. So it doesn't matter. Obviously, we're not talking about the honeymoon phase. I'm talking about that, deep soul connection, that chemistry, because there are people, it ends up turning into like a roommate situation where you are together, you're staying together because of children, you have karma, you are still resolving. So there is no judgment on where anyone is in their lives or where they want to be. But you have to understand that we are in a dimension where we get to choose what we want, and we get to choose if we want to learn, and we get to choose to understand that just because this happened to me in the past, it does not mean it is going to happen to me again with this new person in a different bodysuit. However, if you choose not to understand, and if you choose not to wake up, you will meet another person, well, the same type of a person in another bodysuit, teaching you the same exact lesson. So the lessons will repeat until you learn to finally take it in and take in whatever it is that is being taught and understand, okay, What is this pattern that's repeating? What do I need to do? Why is it repeating? How can I stop it from repeating? And what have I missed in the process? Because if you think, well, I did this work, I did all this, why is it still repeating? No judgment, slow down, take a deep breath and ask yourself, okay, so if it's repeating, then there must be a reason. I'm not going to judge myself because I attracted the situation again. It could be like a work pattern, something with a friend. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be, a romantic thing. So everything and anything is teaching us how you drive, how you take your left turn, how you park, how you order at the restaurant. Is there a pattern? How you wake up in the morning, how you take a shower, how you brush your teeth, how you get dressed. Are you like always in a hurry? Are you like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, I have to do this and I have to do this and so-and-so is going to judge me. I always talk about like we don't have to go into it, but there is so much judgment in terms of our external bodysuit. It's especially with women, whenever a woman is talking, we right away want to assess, okay, what is she wearing? Like look at everything and think about that. When we are listening to a man talking, obviously, if he's very, very handsome, you're going to notice it. But when you're listening to a man talking, you don't right away go into this judgment mode. Where does that come from? We can go into that whole rabbit hole, but you already understand what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of judgment that exists, not just between various genders, but also within the same gender. So once again, everything is energy. We have various genders in this dimension because it is teaching us lessons. It is a human experience. There is a reason why there's male and female, because we need that in order to have a child in this life. And why do we need to have a child in this life? That's a whole another story we're not going to go into, and we talk about it more in our inner child healing workshop. And that is something that is included as a bonus for you. If you sign up for the entire 4 days, you have unlimited access to that as well. So without further ado, I'm going to go through what we're going to do today and the rest of the masterclass so you have an understanding. So that being said, I am going to quickly repeat the questions because as you hear them for the second time, something that you may have missed from the beginning may come through. It may come through differently, especially after you just heard the information I just shared. And the other thing is, please have water nearby. If you dehydrate, you need to have water nearby, and make sure you're comfortable, seated comfortably. We are starting off the session. This is for the replay. So start out by writing down 10 to 12 things you would like to manifest. And for those of you who have already done it, just think about, look over your list, see if there's anything else that's missing. And when you write down these 10 to 12 things, you can write down more. No one is limiting you. You could write down 20, 30, whatever you have time for. But we want to really focus and get specific on what is it that you would like to manifest, whether it is this week, this month, this year, in your life in general. You get to choose and focus how you want to do it. And when you're done, so you're going to pause the video to do that. And then when you're done, you're going to ask yourself, why do I want to manifest these things? Why do I want to manifest these things? What is the reason? Is it going to bring you more joy? Is it going to resolve a lot of conflicts and issues in your life? Why do you want to manifest? And the second part of your journaling is going to be, what do you feel is preventing you or blocking you from manifesting any of these? Whatever you have on the list, what do you feel is preventing you are blocking you from manifesting any of these? And I have a feeling at least one of you wrote down myself. I'm blocking me, right? So there you go. But you can get specific. What is it that you feel? Well, I don't feel good enough, or I've never done this, or I don't know how to get there. I don't know when. I have tried it before and it didn't work. Why should I try again? So do you see patterns? And I don't want you to think of the how. So work on the journaling. Don't focus on the how, because the how is taking you in the initial part. Obviously, once you're in alignment, then you go into the how, but it's not coming from a place of how do I do it? It's just coming in naturally. Oh, this is how I do it. This is how I'm going to do it. So it's not like, how do I do it? How do I do it? This is how I'm going to do it. I'm intuitively aligned already. So I know how I'm going to do it without questioning how you're going to do it. So that's where we want to see you. We want to see you to get to that point. Obviously, we're in a 3D world. There are certain rules. Okay, I want to live in Fiji. Like one of my clients, I don't know, he may move there, I have a feeling. But, you know, obviously you're not going to live in Fiji if you don't actually get on a plane and go to Fiji, right? So there are certain steps you have to take. There's certain action you have to take. But as I mentioned in my first podcast, which wasn't even supposed to be a podcast because it just channeled out and now it's going to be a podcast, I talk about taking aligned action. It's great to be inspired, inspiration, and it's all great. But are you in alignment? Are you taking aligned action? So that's what we want to get you to, taking aligned action. So we are, so today is day one, and what I do want to cover. So I want you to think of this as don't think of it as homework. Everything that we're doing, think of it as an adventure. Think of it as you are taking part in something really incredible. You're taking part in a collective download that is happening. So before I move on, I want to guide you through a visualization, okay? So whether, you know, some of you may say, well, I have a really hard time visualizing. Don't worry about it. You don't have to force it. Some of you tell me, I can't see it. I really want to see it. I can't see it because you're trying so hard. So let go. Don't force it. Don't try to see it. Don't feel like if you don't see it in the first however long, once again, we're not timing, even though I'm timing it to make sure we stay on track for today. I don't want you to time it. And if you're doing it on your own, once again, if you don't see something right away, it's because you're not ready to. So don't force it. Don't force it. You know, some people, you put food in front of them, they're not hungry. They don't want to eat. So maybe after you stop trying to get them to eat and you walk away, whether in an hour, 2 hours, maybe 10 minutes, whatever, they may pick up the food and start eating. So we don't want to force, because whenever you are coming from a place of forcing, I have to do this. I have to do this. The world is against me, but I'm going to win. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. That is coming from the ego. That is not in alignment with your soul. We need to come from a place that is in pure alignment. And whether or not you're going to get there right away or whatever, once again, we are not timing it. We are not comparing ourselves with anyone else. Everyone is exactly where they need to be at this moment. And to go further, you chose to be here. So that means, so it's not like everyone is exactly where they need to be and that's where they're staying. No, everyone is always exactly where they need to be because they chose to be there. So clearly, if you chose to be there, that's where you need to be. But what I'm going to help you do is bridge that gap to understanding that even though you chose to be here, you get to choose again, and you get to choose again, and you get to change your mind. Oh, you know what? I really enjoyed this, but now I want this. At least one of you is going through a major move that's live right now, and others that are going to be live with us tomorrow. But once again, doesn't matter if you're live or not. This is timeless. But you are going through a major move, and that is so exciting. You know, whether you had planned it ever before or not, it is happening, and it is so exciting. And it is coming into alignment with what you're doing in life, and it feels really good. You know, where I live now, I never even imagined that I would be living here. And I always wanted to live by the water, but I thought, oh, it's going to happen when I'm like a retired author, you know, and I'm just writing books, staring at the ocean, having my coffee. You know, I had like that vision. Oh, you know, maybe I'll be in Malibu and I'll just be waking up to the ocean. And then when I realized that, you know, I keep getting signs, literally in forms of water leaks in my home over and over like 5-6 years. And even though it was repaired, and then all of a sudden it was great for 2 years. And then boom, 2021, it was like a flood all over my floor. And I talk about it because it was such a significant point, because I had a dream the night before that half of my living room is falling through and I can't get any help for anyone to fix it. And so when I woke up that morning, I already knew. And I was in the midst of still finishing up my 8 chakras course that I was running at the time live. So I was very, very busy. And I literally, you know, talked to my angels and my guides, my higher self, and said, okay, I know this is a sign I'm supposed to move, but I can't even think about it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's too much. I'm too busy. I don't have anyone to help me. I don't have time because I have to shred all this stuff from, you know, my brokerage I used to have, and I have to get rid of all this stuff. It's not just like pick up stuff and move. I'm like, I don't have time for it. However, if you all, including me, my higher self, gives me a sign, like a big sign, not just any sign, a big sign, I am going to listen. So hours later, I step off my couch into water everywhere. If that's not a big sign, I don't know what is. Literally. So I thought, okay, water keeps coming into my home. I'm going to go to the water. This was a big sign. However, thinking about the how, the mind starts to think how. I'm Anna, you can't do this. You're in the middle of finishing up a course. You have so much work. You don't have time. You don't have the energy. You haven't done yoga in, you know, whatever, a month, or, you know, your body's not ready for this, you know, all this physical labor. And like, you don't have time to go look for a place. And, you know, places by the water are so expensive, you know, all these like hows and old stories coming in. And what's interesting is September, that before in the previous year, 2020, I actually had a past life regression that I went to someone else to guide me, even though I can guide myself. I just wanted to go to someone to guide me because, yes, some of you are healers, come to me for a reason. You just want to surrender and not have to do it all yourself. And in that message that came through, because after I take you under, we do some talking. I do a similar process, except I implement an hour of theta healing in my past life regressions. And some of you have done that, yes, with me already. And so when we get past the 2 lifetimes, sometimes it's just 1 lifetime, whatever it is you need to see, then we go to an in-between place, maybe 5D, wherever it is you're meant to go, to receive messages from your guides. So I had a very clear message, and one of the light beings that appears for me often is Jesus. And he literally said, you are moving to the water. You are going to live by the water. And then he said other things like, you need to start working out because there's a little being that's going to be coming in he didn't give me a time, and you need to start working out. It's really important for your body. Did I listen and started working out? No. it took me months until I actually did that. In fact, I didn't get a trainer until I moved to my new, where I live now. And so when I first saw the place, so I'm telling you a story, not just because I have nothing better to do. In each story, there are, lessons and little bits of wisdom, whether it's something you can relate to or not, it doesn't really matter. I just want you to stay open to it. And so when I first came to even just see if this is where I want to live, I had happy tears in my eyes because I hadn't even really imagined a place like this. However, for months before, every time I would take a shower, I kept having visions that I'm in a brand new, like a never lived in, never used bathroom. And I couldn't understand, obviously I didn't really question it, but it happened more than once. I kept having these like flashes that I'm in a totally brand new bathroom. And then when I came to look at this place and, found out how close it is to the actual ocean versus just having, boats nearby, I not only felt joy, but I also became aware of that old story where it actually made me tear up more because I recognized that I never imagined a place like this because I never thought I was worthy of a place like this. I never thought that I would ever even experience something like this. Obviously, I had hopes and dreams, but that realization, and I tuned in, and it was like an inner child wounding that I had worked on already, but it was like a resonation of, this is, you don't feel, it's not so much you don't feel good enough in the moment, you recognize that at some point you didn't feel good enough. Because I had already done a lot of work on my inner child, several inner children we have, right? Inner and outer children. And I had this deep recognition of how happy I would be because, oh my God, I never dreamed about this. And I can't even like imagine, I can't imagine it, but like just picturing and feeling that it would happen is already like bringing me so much joy. And so that was like such a cathartic moment for me. But then again, I didn't think about the how, because so far the how has been, you got to do this first. You have to do this first. And then you have to do this. And then you have to do this. Everything. And then for the next 2 months, that's actually the process is where I went through. I was like, well, I'm not ready yet. And, they fixed the issue, the leak. And I thought, okay, well, there's no leak. I don't have to move right now. But it was very lingering. Like I have to do this, but I have to do this. Like I should do this, but I don't have to do it. I should do it, but I don't have to do it. Do you see the difference? It's like, it's something that I want to do, but I don't have to do it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to eat. I mean, you should eat, but there are certain people who don't eat that much, and they're still having great blood work results. So you don't have to do anything, but what is in alignment that you feel like it's calling you. So I completely surrendered all the hows that I thought, how I would move, what I would need to do, and what needed to be in place. And I just trusted that it's going to happen. And yes, there were some 3D steps I needed to take. Obviously, I needed to fill out paperwork. So I didn't just sit on my couch. Okay, next week I'm moving and everything is magically going to be there. On other planets, that's possible. Unfortunately, well, you could say unfortunately, or you could say, well, it's actually so many lessons are involved in the fact that things are more challenging in the reality of this planet. So reality of living on this planet, you can't just, just click your whatever and tap your feet and just like Dorothy all of a sudden appear somewhere. So I'm making a Wizard of Oz reference for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about. So you can, on other planets, have that ability. And I have had lives on, I've seen at least one where things were happening like this. I would look at a plant, it would grow. I wanted to be on the other side of whatever country, instantly was there. So everything was instant. And some of you, I've done private sessions, you also had past lives on similar planets where things are instant. So you have a very hard time understanding time. Time, sometimes I'm running a few minutes behind because, my Zoom, whatever happened, all of a sudden I have to re-download it. And I don't let that frustrate me because many times people go, oh my God, I forgot I was running late. There's always a reason for that. And it's giving you the opportunity to practice patience. So if something isn't happening right away, and we're going to talk about that in terms of manifesting, if you want to manifest something and you keep doing the work and it's not happening, and it's not happening, you're getting impatient. You can't set a timeline on what is divinely supposed to happen, what is coming in via divine alignment. So having an expectation of time, okay, if it doesn't manifest by this time, that's it, I give up. It doesn't work like that. And so some of you who have had past lives, past parallel, whatever, every time doesn't exist, it's not linear, on planets where things are happening so quickly, you have a hard time understanding why you have to do this and this, or why people are rushing you. I always hated to be rushed. My mom was always like, come on, you're going to be late for school. Come on, you're going to be late for school. And I'm like, no, I'm still eating my whatever I was eating, eggs or cottage cheese, back in Armenia with my tea. And I just hated to be rushed. And everybody would be eating their main entree. I would be on my salad. Everybody would be on their dessert. I would be on my main entree. Whatever they were having the fruit, I'm still on my whatever salad. So time, yes, we need it in order to say, okay, be here at this time. Otherwise, you're going to be here and I'm not, and you're going to wonder where I am. So we need it in order to have an ability to manipulate. Don't think of it as an ego thing, manipulating energy. So you're using energy, learning how to use energy and able to function in this 3D reality. Now, what I'm going to teach you in this masterclass is how to bend your physical reality to create that which exists in another shape or form, and you want to change how it is in this current form. So we're going to learn that throughout this masterclass. Now, for the next, I'm not going to time you. I want you to close your eyes. So close your eyes. We're going to walk through a visualization. Hydrate if you need to hydrate. Close your eyes, get comfortable. And I want you to just surrender to whatever you are feeling in this moment without judgment. So close your eyes and surrender without any judgment of what is happening, how it's happening, why it's happening. Just forget all that. Forget it and just let go. I want you to take a deep breath into your belly. Take a deep breath into your belly, nice deep breath into your belly. When you get to the top of that breath, hold it. Take in a little more through your nose, hold it, and slowly breathe out of your nose, release and let go of all that no longer serves you. When you're ready, you're going to take another deep breath, nice deep breath through your nose. This time you're going to breathe into your heart, opening up your chest, dropping your shoulders. When you get to the top of that breath, hold. Take in a little more through your nose, pause, and slowly release out of your nose. Release slowly. And if you need to take another deep breath, go ahead and do that. Or if you're ready to return to your normal breathing pattern, go ahead and return to your normal breathing pattern. And just breathe normally how you usually breathe. So continue breathing normally how you usually breathe. In and out of your nose. If you're congested and you can't breathe through your nose, that's okay. But if you are not congested, please focus on closing your mouth, keep your mouth closed, and breathe through your nose, in and out of your nose. And I want you to become aware of whatever thoughts come in without attaching them, because they will try to come in to remind you, oh, what time is it going to end? Am I going to be late to lunch? Am I going to be late to dinner? What am I going to make for dinner? Oh gosh, I didn't sleep enough. What are the kids doing tomorrow? Oh, I forgot to call so-and-so. All these thoughts, whatever it is, especially if you're going through a major change in your life, acknowledge them without attaching to them. And I want you to repeat to yourself, I don't have to think about it right now. You can even tell your mind, thank you for reminding me, but I am not going to think about it right now. Because the most important thing to me right now is this moment right now. I am worthy of taking this time for myself to heal. It feels good to have this break from everything else in my everyday life. Thank you, Mr. Brain, Mr. Mind, Mrs. Whatever you can label your brain or your mind. Thank you for reminding me. I know you always remind me. You do such a good job at reminding me. But I'm okay right now. I'm just going to keep breathing. I enjoy breathing. I enjoy focusing on my breath. Keep breathing in and out of your nose. And I want you to start tuning in to the energy within you. And I want you to feel tingling at the top of your head as you become aware of the skin that is covering the top of your head. Become aware of the tension and the pressure of everything connecting. And I want you to become aware of everything relaxing. Relaxing the top of your head. Relaxing all the pressure at the top of your head. And with each sound of my voice, you're going deeper and deeper relaxed. Becoming more and more relaxed. Feeling good. Surrendering to this moment right now, right here. No matter what else feels urgent at the moment, no matter what else is calling your attention in this moment, it doesn't matter. Surrender right here, right now, without judgment, without expectations. It feels good to surrender right now, without judgment, without expectations. It feels good to surrender. Continue breathing in and out of your nose and start becoming aware of the skin covering your face. And slowly begin to release the pressure on your face, the pressure around your jaws, your teeth, your tongue, your mouth, your ears, your nose, your eyes. Relax completely. Let go and relax completely. Continue breathing in and out of your nose. And I'm just going to stay silent for a bit to allow you to really become aware of your whole body relaxing. And if anywhere there is tightness, bring awareness to it and make an intention to relax. And don't forget to keep breathing in and out of your nose, breathing normally in and out of your nose, continuing to breathe in and out of your nose. And become aware of any tension in your shoulders. Relax your shoulders completely. Relax and let go of the weight of the world off your shoulders. Relax your arms. Become aware of how tense your hands are and relax them completely. Perhaps give them a good squeeze, making a fist with both hands, holding it tightly, 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 and then let go and relax. Feel the tingling sensation of knowing that you are awake and alive and becoming more and more relaxed as you continue breathing in and out of your nose. Your chest is relaxing completely. Your back is relaxing completely. The skin covering your stomach is releasing the pressure, relaxing completely. All your organs are relaxing completely. You're becoming more and more relaxed. As I count from 10 to 1, you're going to go deeper and deeper relaxed, completely surrendering the need to judge, completely letting go, becoming very aware of how good it feels to just be here in this moment without any expectations. 10, 9, 8, going deeper and deeper relaxed. 7, 6, 5, feeling so good to surrender. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You are completely relaxed. Your legs are relaxed, your thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, your feet, your toes. And I want you to feel as if your feet are no longer attached to your body. Your feet are no longer attached to your body. And now your legs, bring attention to your legs and feel as if they are no longer attached to you. Your hands, your arms, your head, no longer attached to your body. You feel at peace. You feel relaxed. You feel present in this moment without needing this moment to be any different than it is right now. It feels good to be in this moment right now. And as you continue to breathe in and out of your nose, I'm going to balance out your noradrenaline, serotonin, and hormone levels in your core, in your brain. I'm going to release any wayward spirits, any negative entities, clear them away. Anything that doesn't belong, does not serve you or your highest and best needs, to be transformed to light, to be completely released and return back to source. So continue breathing in and out of your nose as I observe this and witness it. And I'm balancing out your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual energies, inner and outer energies, inner and outer bodies, inner and outer children in the highest and best way. All your chakra energy centers. Continue breathing in and out of your nose. And I want you to become aware that your energy has expanded. into your chair, your yoga mat, your bed, your couch, expanding more into the walls around you, the ceiling, the roof above you, expanding more into the street that you live on, into the neighborhood, into the town, the city, the whole state, the whole country, going beyond the clouds, continuing to expand, going beyond all the sets of dark and white lights, continuing to expand. And I'm going to witness you expanding all the way to source. And now you are surrounded by pure, iridescent white light. It's like a pinkish pearl, iridescent white light. And turning into pearl, iridescent white light. And you feel at peace. You know you've been here before many times, and it is safe for you to come back. As your body back on earth continues to heal on every level, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, you are continuing to receive all the downloads for the soul repair that is happening right now, to help you bring in more of your soul energy into your body in the highest and best way for you, that is comfortable for you, that you are ready for. As well as downloading unconditional love, safety, knowing how to be safe, knowing when to be safe, knowing you are safe in any situation. It is safe to be here. It is safe to allow this light to bathe you completely. And just for a few moments, I want you to feel or visualize looking back at planet Earth from wherever you are. Perhaps you're enjoying where you are and not ready to look back at planet Earth, or you could say planet or dimension, whatever. All labels, doesn't matter. However you choose. Because where you are now, time doesn't really exist. There is no end, there is no beginning. You feel you are everywhere, yet you are nowhere. You feel everything, yet you feel nothing. It feels good to know that you chose this temporary human experience. You chose many other experiences. And your soul is learning and evolving so much, and it feels so good to do that. So whenever you're ready, look back at your life, this current life on Earth, in this current dimension. And I want you to visualize or feel, perhaps even hear, what is going to bring you the most joy? What would you like to manifest that is going to bring you pure joy? What does that look like? How does it feel? Where are you living? What are you doing? Who is with you? How does it feel to know that you have manifested this? Picture yourself or feel waking up in the morning. What do you do when you wake up? Maybe you're in the new home, your dream home. What does it look like? Who's in the kitchen with you? And it's perfectly fine if it's just you. Being alone, being with family, it doesn't matter. Whatever brings you joy. What do you have for breakfast? Are you looking out the window while you sip your coffee? Or maybe your lemon water, preferably starting your day with lemon water, having coffee later. Or maybe a carrot juice or a smoothie or a tea. Feel that feeling of pure joy and presence, knowing that your life is exactly how it should be in this moment. And there's absolutely nothing missing. And you are fully present and grateful for this moment right now, right here. It feels so good to be here. So continue to breathe in and out of your nose, feeling this energy, being grateful for it. And as I count from 1 to 5, you will be able to open your eyes and you're going to feel good. You're going to feel better than before. You're going to be wide awake, feeling better than before. 1, 2, 3, becoming more and more aware, keeping that energy of your visualization, of your feeling, of your imagination, whatever you want to call it, and allowing yourself to stay with that energy as you become awake. 4 and 5. If your eyes were closed, go ahead and open your eyes and take a nice deep breath into your heart, opening up your chest, dropping your shoulders. When you get to the top of that breath, hold it. Take in a little more through your nose and pause, and slowly release out of your nose. So as you open your eyes and maybe do a couple stretches, turn your head side to side, I want you to have that memory of the vision that you had. Have that memory of how that feels, and know that you don't have to feel like this is somewhere that in the future. I want you to understand that the reason why you are able to see whatever it is you saw is because it already exists. So now we need to find out, what do we need to do to get you into alignment so that you are able to receive this. So just to cover the basics of what we're going to be doing for the next, so the new moon is in about 20 minutes. So we are going to be running over our promised 90 minutes just because we do still have some work to do. And I want to make sure that you understand what we're going to be doing moving forward. And I am going to be giving you homework as well. So I'll give you homework. And everyone who has signed up for the entire 4 days, you do get a printable planner, but you will get it on either day 3 or day 4. So for now, we're going to be doing journaling, but then by the end of the workshop, you will have a printable planner that I am literally publishing next week, but I'm giving you, so it's like I'm giving you a sneak preview of the actual physical planner that you will be able to hold in your hands sooner than later. And what I'm going to do to make sure everybody's awake, I'm going to have a little quiz in a few minutes. So it's going to be a question about something that I covered. And so each day we're going to have a quiz, and whoever gets all the answers right will get a 30-minute private coaching session with me. So whoever gets all the answers will get a 30-minute private coaching session with me. So coaching, I don't just coach like coaching, like, let me tell you what you have to do today. I'm not just coaching. I'm literally checking, scanning you. A lot of you, almost, I'm looking at the list, almost everyone except for maybe 2 people. Yeah, everyone here has had a private session with me. So you know how it works. And what I'm going to also do is pick one of you on one of the live sessions. It will be during session probably 3. Then I'm going to do, so I guess I'm giving it away to 2 people. So one will be privately, not on Zoom here, and one will be picked out of everyone that's going to be here. Obviously, you have to be here in order to do it. So it will be on day 3, where I will do about a 15-minute, may run over into 20 minutes. I will do a free session for you. And if you're not, closed off to going live in front of people, I have done this on Clubhouse where, hundreds of people were listening in, or 40 or 50, 60 people were listening in, and powerful healing has happened. And some of you have been in those sessions or have listened to the replays and you witness it. One of the ones that always sticks out is the client of mine who had horrible ulcer pain, and she came into the room and I felt it and I had to help her in that moment. She was suffering badly, and it's been like 7 weeks, and literally you witness, I don't think I have a replay of that one, but I did record it. I have the recording of it where her pain just went away in that moment. So if you're open to not being, obviously keep your camera off if you don't want to be on camera, but I will be doing a 15-minute release. So I'll scan you, I'll see what's going on, and I'll help you release it. So I know I used to do a lot of these on IG lives, but I haven't had time. What is up with do you hear the ambulances, or is it just me? Hopefully the Zoom is filtering it, but yeah, we've had 3 ambulances come through. And the first one, I'm like, okay, don't worry about where you're rushing to, because obviously, I don't know, someone was partying Friday night or something. Okay. So hopefully whatever it is that's happening, they're okay. So we're going to do that. And we're going to have a quiz. So I want you to, why am I doing this? Because I want you to stay. Obviously, I don't want you to obsessively take notes, especially when your eyes are closed, but just trust that you are going to remember, and whatever it is, whatever is meant to be will be. Okay. So just to quickly cover what is the foundation of this workshop and what we're doing. So it's a workshop. It's a masterclass. Why is it a masterclass? Because we're mastering manifesting. So we are working on, what do you need help with? What needs to be released? So I want you to understand this. And this is actually a breakdown from my book, How to Heal Your Life and Manifest Your Dreams, which will be published soon, I promise. So the first phase I want you to understand that we're going through during this masterclass is feeling whatever it is you are feeling. So in my book, I call it feeling what is. So that is the first step. What does that mean? So wherever you are in your life right now, whether you are very happy, but you feel like you're lacking something, you are very sad, you are very unfulfilled, you are very depressed, you are angry, wherever you are, I want you to fully feel it without judgment. So some of you have messaged me, I can't process this heartache. I have people who have, just recently done my inner child healing. One of you literally texted me 2 days ago saying, I didn't realize how much I hadn't processed this heartbreak. And so what happens is when you go about your day, most humans tend to pretend like everything is fine. And I noticed that also really common with Americans, because when I moved here, everyone would say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Somebody's bleeding and they're asking if they're okay. And it's this air of like, smile, smile, everything's great. Like, why are you sad? Why are you showing your emotions? So this whole thing, and just everything in the media and commercials and how everything is made, is all about like putting on a smile, even though you're sad and you want to like, crawl under the couch. If you can, actually have the energy to do that, you're just going to probably sit wherever you are without needing to crawl, but you know what I mean. Or just, curl into a ball, probably what I meant to say. So the first phase is understanding and feeling. So not so much understanding. I want you to think of it as, when I say thinking is overrated. So just absorb the information as you are receiving it, without judging, without thinking. So you're going to feel what is. I feel sad. I feel angry. I feel depressed. I don't feel good enough. I feel like a failure. I feel like a victim. So feeling what is and allowing yourself to feel it. Because what happens is, if you go, I feel sad, but I don't want to be sad. I'm going to watch a happy movie. I'm going to go, you know what? My friends are going clubbing. You know what? My girlfriends are going to brunch. You know what? My husband or my partner or my wife wants to watch this movie, or wants to go to the theater, or wants to do this, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you, in the moment, of course, later on, we talk about how you get to choose, but if you are not allowing to feel whatever it is you are feeling in this moment, you are creating more resistance, and you are blocking yourself from aligning further with your inner truth, because you are rejecting a part of you that has every right to exist. So you'll hear, especially on Instagram nowadays, there's so much information, and people go, oh my God, these people have 500,000 followers. That means that they're the expert. And I listen to some of their videos, and they literally tell people like, stop talking about the breakup. Stop, you keep talking about this, and you keep talking about it, and you keep talking. Yeah, of course you want to eventually, but don't, and I talk about this, how you don't want to keep repeating the old story, but that's not the same thing as stop talking about your feelings. So you will eventually naturally get to a point where you're not going to want to talk about it. When I went through my heartbreak, I had some friends go, oh my God, like, how much more are you going to talk about your ex? Like, how much more, like, is this guy living rent free in your head? Like people will do these reels, these videos, stop letting people live rent free in your head, raise the rent, evict them, kick them out. I'm not making fun of anyone, but I have to do this voice so that, it's not me. It's separating the character here. So feel what is happening without judging. No one gets to tell you how long you get to cry. No one gets to tell you how long you want to talk about something. No one gets to tell you. They get triggered because it's hard for them. Maybe they care about you a lot, and it's hard for them to witness you in pain, but it's also triggering something within them, especially if they haven't processed whatever they need to process, right? So most humans will keep pretending. So then we go through, and this is what we're going to go through in this masterclass. So we go from the feeling to now accepting. So accepting it. So first you feel it, and then you accept it. You accept it without judgment, just like I explained. You accept what is. You accept it. It's happening. It is happening. So going from feeling what is to accepting what is. And then the third step that we're going to do. So today we're all about visualizing, understanding what it is we want, but we're also feeling things. So before we're going to go through the feeling and acceptance, and then day 2, tomorrow, we're really going to go through the feeling and acceptance. So I don't want to leave people hanging just because it's day 1 and you're not in the right structure of the workshop or the masterclass. I keep saying workshop because it does take work, right? So if you want to master it, you have to do the work, and we're here to do the work. So going from feeling what is to accepting what is. And by the way, this is the first time I've ever done an outline for, I've taught a 8-week 8 chakras course, never had an outline for anything. But I'm like, you know what? I have to make sure we stay on track with time today, because I have a training session today, and I know it's Saturday and a lot of you have family activities. So I only scheduled my training session after the fact. So it's an hour later. But at least it's a time, and plus it's new moon. So I will give you some tips on what you need to do to clear your home and cleanse and all that as well. Even though I cleansed and cleared a lot for you, but I'll give you some tips. So if I forget to do that before we leave, please, one of you remind me. So the third, what we're going to be doing is learning from what is and was. So how you feel in this moment, it still is. We're going to learn from it. How you felt a week ago, and whatever happened in the past, we're learning from it. So learning from what is and was. And then the final step that we are going to be working on by session 4 is creating what is desired. Creating what is desired. So going from number 1, feeling what is, to 2, accepting what is, to 3, learning from what is and was, to 4, creating what is desired or what wants to be. So we went through the visualization today of what you want to have in your life. And so what we're going to work on over these 4 days, the next 3 days, is going through what needs to be released, what you need to do in order to release. I know in the journaling, I already had you write down, what do you feel is blocking you? So we're going to work on that to help you release it. So whatever it is, because by the end of this masterclass, whatever you envisioned may change. It may get better, most likely. It will change. You know, I went from thinking, oh, the only way to live on the ocean is after I, become a bestseller and then, I'm in Malibu or wherever, but I'm actually not in Malibu, and I'm in a much more, highly energized place where I can also be very relaxed. So I have the best of both worlds, because I realized if I live in Malibu, there's only like one grocery store and pretty much everyone is retired, and I'm probably just going to be like, not as active. Not that I need to be active. I like to, be in isolation because I'm writing and I'm doing my healing sessions, but it's nice to have that healthy balance. So what I ended up manifesting ended up being way better than I had imagined. So that's where we want to get you to. We want to get you to a point where you are open to understanding that time doesn't actually, well, we know it doesn't exist, but it doesn't need to be when you think you want it to be. So if you want something to manifest and it hasn't yet, just like we talked about earlier, doesn't mean that it won't. So there are still some things we need to clear to get you to that place. And what are those things? So before I forget, to anyone, I know a couple of you, at least, I haven't checked all my messages before we began, already told me you're going to be signing up for the entire masterclass, and you're here now. And then there are some people who message me who are not here, but they said they're going to be signing up. And then there are some people who already signed up and they're not here. Why? Because they had some previous commitments with family and they know they can do the replay. So when you sign up for the masterclass, you will have a 12-month access to the entire 4 days and unlimited replay for 12 months. You get the printable manifesting planner that I created just for you. And you get the bonus sessions, which are 3 online workshops. It's raising your vibration, inner child healing, which is incredibly powerful. And you also get the heart healing along with heart healing and virus clearing and prevention is all in one. One of you had messaged me saying, I can't believe I manifested this heart healing virus clearing. That's exactly what I needed. And it's already included in the bonus. So I will put the link here if you haven't signed up yet and are considering signing up so you can continue this journey with us and full. See, one of you said full moon. That's why I'm saying full. The new moon is in 3 minutes. So I'm going to take us through a visualization as the new moon goes into 0%. So it's exciting to be together at this time during this new moon phase. And it is a very powerful new moon. I literally washed all my clothes yesterday. I cleaned, made sure all the trash was out. I made sure that, my dishes were done. I mean, obviously there's like a couple glasses sitting in the sink or whatever. That's fine. So just cleansing and, clean my bathroom. And so always keeping things clean helps, because energy, like stagnant energy, it's not healthy to have the stagnant energy. So, and I have to remember to give you your homework. Okay. So I see people going, so exciting, so exciting. It is exciting. I was confused because I thought this class cost money. Yes. So yes. So today is free because I wanted to open it up to people, because I literally haven't had time to, do my Instagram lives, my Clubhouse sessions. Haven't really had time to promote it. And why is that? Because I'm also having interviews for my 6-month coaching program. So I put the link in the chat box, by the way, to sign up. I do have a payment plan option over 2 months, or you can do a one-time payment. So the 6-month coaching program, who's on the call here? Yeah, there are 2 or 3 people, that I've interviewed already. One of you signed up already. Another one is thinking about it. And I see someone saying sparkling crystals running down my neck during visualization. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And you see it was quick, but it was really powerful. So, once again, time doesn't matter. In 5 minutes, you can get a lot. So that's the reason I've been focusing on the 6-month coaching program. It's starting, actually going to start it on March 3rd. I was going to start it on February 23rd, but I'm feeling a better alignment on March 3rd. So it's 2/3/2023. And for those of you who don't know about the coaching program, it's coaching training. It is next level stuff. It's for any business owner, or if you have a 9-to-5. And then for the first 12 that are enrolling right now, I'm going to be giving 3 private sessions, because I'm phasing out of private sessions. So if you would like to be considered, but haven't interviewed you already, we need to have the interview in order to make sure that it's a good fit for you. And in order for me to make sure that I actually see you benefiting from this and that you are actually ready for this program. Because if you're not ready for it, I'm going to tell you, I don't feel like you're ready for it. Because I want it to be a good fit for both of us. And it's going to be a collective of souls who are ready to go to the next level. And the reason why I'm preparing this now is why I'm launching it now, because after accumulation of all the work that I've done privately, I've noticed that many of my clients are craving more. And I'm actually getting messages from nurses and doctors who want to know more, who want to be certified as intuitive coaches. So it's not just for someone who wants to become a healer or an intuitive coach. It's for any business owner who wants to expand, who wants to, when I say expand as in feel present and feel unstuck and feel like everything is working for you easily, effortlessly. And we are going to go through this obviously in the masterclass in a shorter form. But the reason for the 6-month coaching is because I want to prepare people for a much smoother way of living, so that whatever it is they're doing in their lives, they're able to go out there and help more people. So it doesn't matter what you do, everything around you is going to evolve and change. And so if you feel like this is resonating with you, and we're in the new moon officially, 12:55, if this is resonating with you, then DM me on Instagram. It's better to text me. So I'll put my text if you are local. If you're not local, you can email me. So to set up an interview. Takes about 25, sometimes 45 minutes. And, and that's my email. So text or email to set up an interview. It's an incredible program. I'm so excited for the ones who have already signed up. It's going to be magical, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah. And then what I'm probably going to do is organize a closing retreat for all the graduates of the program. And it is going to be a certification. I haven't officially announced the name except to people who I've been interviewing. So look out for an email eventually when I announce the name of the program. And then we'll have most likely an in-person retreat to celebrate. And I'm so excited. I can't even tell you, because I see this becoming an opportunity for some of the graduates to get on board and start working with this program and eventually be teaching the program. So that's where I see it going. So it's really exciting. So getting back to the masterclass, thank you. Maria, as soon as I said the new moon, I'm like, Maria's going to remind me. Thank you. So yeah, Olivia, to clear it up. So if you want to participate in all 4 days, then you do need to register. So that's the link that I sent. So that way you have the unlimited access as well, and you're going beyond just day one. But as you can see, I make sure that on day one, we are still doing powerful things. I'm not like most people, let's just talk about what we're going to do and not do anything. So I want to make sure that you do get, for me, I always say, if I get at least one thing, it helps. That means that my time was not wasted. And so I highly doubt you feel your time is being wasted. So that being said, we are going to, I did clearing for you, and now tips to clear, just like I had mentioned a bit ago. Cleaning, so before the new moon, just like before the new year, but once again, I don't want you to be stuck. Oh, it's a new moon, I have to do this, or I'm going to wait to do this until the new moon. Do it whenever you see that it needs to be done. Okay. So even though the new moon, let's say next month, is not going to be for another whatever week, but you have things that need to be done, do it consistently. Keep your energy clear and clean. Don't keep things by the door because it's blocking out new energy from coming in. Make sure you place, maybe a plant in the bathroom. Make sure if you have, so I'm talking about feng shui now, but if you have, for example, in your kitchen, if your sink is across from the stove, so it's fire and water, it's not good. So what you want to do is put a rug with like a green bluish in between, because it's water and green plants, to break that energy, because it's like water and fire. So I believe even just green is enough. So in my previous home, that's how the setup was. So I had this rug near the kitchen sink, which obviously helped catch any water splashing as well. And it was made out of green and it's like green, blue, yellow flowers. In this home, everything is on one side. So I don't have it across. So it doesn't have that weird feng shui. But of course, I chose this, and I chose to be north facing. So northwest. So in terms of how I'm sleeping, how I'm sitting, I'm always facing north. Feng shui wise, it's better. And facing west. So even if you don't have the perfect energetic alignment, there are things you can do. You can just, Google feng shui tips for my home, feng shui for, and feng shui is FENGSHUI. That's how it's spelled, even though it's pronounced a little bit differently. And tips for, to do in the bathroom or bedroom, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, I always talk about keeping your Wi-Fi turned off before you go to sleep, not keeping the phone next to you. So let's see if there's anything we are missing. So tomorrow, what we're going to do, we're going to go through, and I'm going to give you homework before you leave, and I am going to ask a quiz question, and I'm also And we're also going to do a visualization since we're doing this during this powerful time. So tomorrow we're going to really go through the process of feeling and accepting. So we did some of that today, but tomorrow we're really going to do it. I'm going to walk you through a feeling visualization of anything that is blocking you. So we're going to start out tomorrow with journaling about what is keeping you blocked and where you feel it's coming from. And then I'm going to walk you through a visualization, a feeling exercise to allow yourself to fully surrender. It can be a little bit emotional, but I do it in a way where it's safe for you. And then I'm going to release it for you, whatever's stuck. And as many of you who have done sessions with me before, where either privately or group, you know that even when you don't tell me what's happening, I see it. And in a group setting, even when you, even though it's a group setting, I still feel it. Like I still feel it. Like, for example, I did an in-person one. It doesn't have to be in person. I rarely do in person. I did an in-person one last week, and one of you or two of you were there last week in person. And during that session, I saw there were people who I'd never seen before. One of them was literally like, she was shaking because she was releasing. Like, it wasn't like violent where I feel like something was like really badly wrong, but she was crying, and I felt it before I opened my eyes and saw it. And then another one, her arm was like kind of shaking. And so then afterwards they asked me why that was happening, but I told them I released for you. Like, I literally tuned into just their energy because I knew they needed extra attention and assistance. So I do that with you as well on Zoom, because once again, I don't have to see it. And many, many times I feel, okay, this person's resisting, or this person is crying, or there are at least 4 people crying, or this is happening. So I do release it for you, even though it's not privately. But like I said, I will be picking one person. So I wanted to make sure that it's fair. So if you, so the 30-minute private coaching that I mentioned, that is for someone who has obviously signed up for the masterclass and is able to get all the quiz questions. And obviously you have to be present. So you have to attend all 4 days. If you have to work, I understand. Whoever's meant to get this, trust that's who it's meant for. Okay. And then the 15-minute one we will do, I will, you know what, let's do the 15-minute one today. We're going to do that now. After we do, let's do a quick new moon. Let's do the one that I was talking about collectively. And then I will pick someone after I ask the question. Whoever gets the question right, then I will pick someone to do the 15 minutes. So I feel like that's the message that I got. Okay. So so everybody has the link. In terms of like technical stuff, I already gave you. I gave you the tips to clear. I gave you, and the only reason I have this is because many of you know, like, I get lost in theta and we'll go over by like 2 hours, and we can't do that today. So we have to end shortly. So anything, like if you have plants in your home, make sure like the dead leaves are cut, because whenever there's a rotting leaf or a yellowing leaf, it's now the rest of the plant is sending more energy to that area and it's depleting the rest of the plant. So when you detach it, send healing energy to it. Like, you know, I'm helping you. I'm not hurting you, because plants feel everything. You have to talk to your plants, play classical music. You know, you don't have to, but so remove anything that's already unwanted. You know, really declutter. Decluttering is so important. That's why I went from a larger home to a smaller home. Also because living by the ocean, it's like double what you would pay for actual, you know, a mortgage on a house, you know, in the valley. But also because I wanted to purge. I wanted to live in a minimalistic way. I didn't want to walk all the way, you know, down the hallway to whatever, the living room, and then through the living room to the kitchen. to do whatever I needed to do. I was so busy that I wanted to just be able to be in a more minimalistic environment. And that forced me to get rid of stuff. Literally years of, documents when I was a real estate broker, clothes that I hadn't worn in forever. I donated bags and bags and bags. I used to have 4 closets. Now I have 1 closet. I mean, I just purged and purged. I didn't bring any of my plates or forks or cups. I got rid of everything, and I got everything new because I wanted to just let go. Old energy, let go. Let go so that way you receive new energy. So we let go of what doesn't serve us to receive what is in higher alignment with us. Same process in manifesting. If you want to manifest something, but you're every day waking up doing the same thing, no matter how many times we did this, if you don't do the homework, if you don't actually do the journaling, if you don't start making these changes, it's not going to happen. However, what is different between my masterclass and other manifesting workshops, I'm actually doing downloads. I'm actually rewiring you subconsciously so that whatever's blocking you is literally being released. It's not you going, oh my God, I have to work on releasing this for the next, 6 months, a year, 2 years. How long is it going to take me? What I do with the downloads is literally helping you. And having 12-month access to unlimited replay, you can listen, tune in anytime. You can do it every new moon. You could do it, as often as you need to. So the downloads I always recommend not to do. So if you're going to do all 4 days, don't do it every day. Give at least 2-3 sleeping cycles when you do the replay. However, if you're doing this as you are, many of you, most of you, every day, it's not going to be intense like doing inner child healing every day. So know that the way it's done and it's programmed, it's not going to be overwhelming. It's still going to process during your sleeping cycles. I'm merely referring to the replay. And of course, the 3 bonus sessions that you have, make sure if you've never done those, follow the directions. Some of you, one of you in particular, messaged me saying that you did 3, including the inner child healing, in 2 days. No wonder you were crying. I mean, as much as I know, if I sit there and do that much, I'm probably going to cry about something, So you didn't read the instructions. Read the instructions. So what I may do is create a restriction in the portal where you have to watch my instructional video or else you can't access the other sessions. I feel like that's the only way to make sure people don't miss my instructions. So just going to have to do it to make sure you're not texting me, at 11 o'clock at night, like I'm crying, I'm going to die. So, okay. So, all right. So let's close our eyes. Close our eyes. Take a deep breath. If you need to drink water, I'm still having my carrot juice. Water, tea, whatever it is you need. Okay. So take a deep breath into your belly. When you get to the top of that breath, hold. Take in a little more through your nose. Hold. And I want you to release out of your nose. Release and let go out of your nose completely. Whatever no longer serves you, just let it go. When you're ready, you're going to take another deep breath. This time you're going to breathe into your heart, opening up your chest, dropping your shoulders. When you get to the top of that breath, hold. Relax your neck more. Relax the bottom of your head. Relax your head. Take in a little more through your nose. Pause. Relax your shoulders. Lower your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your body, your belly. And slowly breathe out of your nose. Release and let go. It feels good to be here right now. So I'm going to be downloading gratitude for you as I witness the new energy that is coming into your life. I'm witnessing it downloading through the top of your crown chakra. I want you to continue to be grateful in this moment. You can even ask yourself, what can I be grateful for right now in this moment? I am grateful for this time. I'm grateful for the energy that is within me and all around me. I am grateful for this human body that is giving me the ability to function in this physical dimension, in this physical reality. I am grateful for this moment and every moment that I get to experience in this dimension. I'm grateful for being connected to Source at all times. I'm grateful for receiving the downloads that are serving my highest and best needs. I am grateful for manifesting my dreams into reality. And I don't want you to open your eyes and look at your list. I just want you to feel. And energetically, without opening your eyes, look over your list. Perhaps it's changed by now. Perhaps you're adding or subtracting or adding more. And feel in this moment the gratitude of manifesting and aligning. To everything that you have listed, to everything that you're adding to the list now, or you will add to the list later. Feeling the energy of gratitude, aligning to the energy of gratitude, receiving the energy, feeling good in this energy. It feels good. It feels so good to be here. I'm grateful for being here. I know what it feels like to be grateful. I know what it feels like to be open to receiving. I know what it feels like to be open to love. I know what it feels like to be open to receiving help without feeling weak. I know what it feels like to give without expectations. I know what it feels like to use my energy wisely. I know what it feels like to give and receive energy, since we are living in the third dimension where energetic exchange is part of the way we live and function. And understanding that whether it is a new career, an abundance and inflow of financial success and freedom, a new home, new opportunities, whatever it is, just understand that this is energy. Everything is energy. And are you in alignment with that energy? Do you feel worthy of that energy? Are you ready to receive that energy? even manifesting. So if you didn't think that you could sign up for the rest of this course, manifesting that you will find a way. Just like I didn't know how I'm going to move here, but I did. I found a way to do it. So understanding that the current reality isn't necessarily what your current reality is going to be in 2 hours from now, in 2 minutes from now, in 2 seconds from now, in 2 months from now, in 2 years from now. So not staying stuck to what is, and understanding that receiving is something that you can be open to without feeling weak, and giving without expectations. So we are constantly giving and receiving. So if you want to manifest something, a certain type of a life, whatever it is, what are you giving to, whether it's the collective, the universe? Because if you're constantly asking, I need, just like we talked about earlier, if you're constantly coming from a place, I need, but you're not reciprocating the energy, or perhaps you are only doing things because you're not able to receive. So you have to do, give, because you know that way you get to control and feel safe and know what's happening in your life. Because the moment you surrender to receiving, you feel like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. So as you keep your eyes closed and take another deep breath, whether into your belly or your heart, imagine feeling open to receiving without feeling weak. As I witness a balance between your masculine and feminine energies. So asking yourself, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to be open to receiving? So am I giving too much and not receiving enough? Or am I not giving enough and constantly needing for other people to do things for me or to help me? So do you see how the energy shifts when I talk about the latter or the former? So knowing what it feels like to be in balance with your masculine and feminine energies, so you don't feel guilty about receiving or giving. Now, I talk about this, when I pay whatever bills I have to pay, I don't go, oh, I have to pay that bill again. Oh, I have to pay for this again. Oh, I have to pay for that. Knowing that we live in a world where there is free energy, yet we have to pay for the electric bill because we're living in this matrix grid where we have to pay for electricity, even though it's free energy and we should just have free energy. But the powers that be keep us in this matrix. But this is why we do this work, to learn to bend the matrix. So think about it. You're in this dimension where in order for you to have electricity, you have to pay for it. In order for you to have water, you have to pay for it, unless you live in the community where water is included. So you have to pay for water. I have to pay for cold water and for hot water and for sewage and for electric and for gas. So, but I don't go, oh, I have to pay for these things. I can't believe it. Even though before I didn't have to pay for water. So it's being grateful and not being grateful just for when you get something, but also being grateful for giving. Does that make sense? So it's energy. Everything is energy. I am grateful. I am grateful that I get to have water and electricity. And so as I pay for these things, I am grateful for paying for these things because it's an exchange. Whoever at the electric company is going to feed their kids. Even with credit cards, people go, I'm afraid to put it on my credit card. I'm afraid to put it on my credit card. when I was going through my heartbreak, if I didn't have credit cards, I wouldn't have survived because I couldn't work at the time. So I didn't look at it like, oh my God, I'm accruing debt. It was more, this is an opportunity for me to keep living and to keep getting my healing sessions so that I don't die because that was dark hole or light. Choose one, Anna. And I clearly was not ready for the dark hole. I was not ready to, even though it felt like couldn't crawl out of it. And so understanding that, being grateful, like I was grateful that I had that because not everyone gets to have that. And I was grateful that I had the opportunity to be able to get myself back into alignment, because guess what? If I died, like no one cares if you spent this much or didn't, you know what I mean? So we have to understand, because that's a limiting belief I physically actually in this reality grew up with, not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, and not understanding that money is just energy. So we have to be grateful, not just for when we do things for our loved ones or when they do things for us, but just everything all around us all the time. Letting someone cut in front of you at the grocery store, being grateful for knowing that you can do that without your day getting ruined or without you getting stressed that someone cut in front of you. How do you react to everything that is happening? And I have a video that I posted on my Instagram, short one, but it's from my Raising Your Vibration, which is included in this masterclass. I talk about the difference between creating and reacting. So for those of you who have signed up, you'll be able to do that session, Raising Your Vibration, important factors discussed. So I'm not going to cover it in too much detail now, but it is important to choose moment to moment. Are you creating or are you reacting? And I believe I sent out an email about this recently. Okay. So I did promise to do a quick one, and we did run over time. So I want you to take a deep breath as you're going through all these concepts we talked about. And even though I started talking more instead of telling you that I'm doing the downloads, even when I was talking, I was still witnessing these downloads. So know that the downloads are happening regardless of what you're hearing. And because I'm always in theta, so I'm downloading. So let's take a deep breath into our hearts, opening up our chest, dropping our shoulders, get to the top of the breath, hold, take in a little more through your nose, pause. And so just absorb the information and understand, like, ask yourself, like, how am I keeping myself stuck from moving forward? How am I preventing myself from receiving? How do I view giving? How do I view receiving? So you can always, that can be your homework that you work on. So how do I work on receiving? How do I feel about receiving? How do I feel about giving? And that can be your homework in terms of also paying attention as you leave today's session and go about your day. As you start tomorrow, notice everything that you do. How you brush your teeth, how you, put on your shoes. I talk about this often in privates and in groups. How do you do everything in life? Is there a sense of rush? Is there a sense of anger? Is there a sense of even resistance? And if there is resistance, take a moment, ask yourself, why am I resisting this? And what if I didn't resist it? How would that feel? Okay, it doesn't feel good. Then why doesn't it feel good? Because I feel like I'm being judged. Okay. So feel like you're being judged. And how is that really hurting you? So going deeper. So we're going to be peeling more and more tomorrow. We're going to go really deep tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be like a really big, deep priming. And then third session, we're going to go even deeper. So because third session is learning from what is and was and really getting to the core. So even though my training session is in 35 minutes and it is a 3-minute walk for me to the gym, I am still going to do a quick scan So what I'll do is I'll do a shorter one, and then I'll do maybe one more like 10-minute one, either tomorrow or the third session. So I'll do one for now. So quiz question, chat it in the box. I'm going to ask whoever gets it right, whoever is the first person to get it right gets a scan quickly. Okay. So what question should I ask? All right. Something that we covered today. All right, let me see. Okay, I'll make it easy for the first one. What is the fourth step in this masterclass? What is step 4 that we're going to be doing in this masterclass? So you have to write out, you can give the whole thing. Okay, Christina. Okay, so Maria. Okay, hold on. So I think Maria thought that she didn't have to write out the whole thing, and she jumped. So because she quickly wrote creating what is desired, creating what is to be. Okay, so Amy, applying what we learn. Learning from what is was 3. So, okay, all right. So how about this? So it seems that everyone who has answered has already signed up for the masterclass. So this is what I'm going to do. It's between Maria and Christina, because everyone, literally those two have already, you guys already signed up. You ladies, I need to stop saying, I hate, like so many people say, I don't hate, but so many people saying you guys, and it's become like a trend. I don't know if it's an American thing, but I'm becoming more conscious of it because when I listen to someone saying it over and over, I don't know why it like rubs me the wrong way. So you ladies, even though there will be some men participating, and there are some men. Okay, so we have Maria and Christina. They're like head to head, first ones to chat. So, okay, so we will do Maria first, and then Christina will do you tomorrow or the third day. If you tell me you can't make it to one of them, just let me know, but hopefully you can. I know many of you are scheduling around this masterclass, which is important because you are choosing to create. Obviously, if you have a 9 to 5 and or 9 to 6 or 8 to 5 or whatever, it's harder to do that. And that's why we have the replay. Isn't it amazing to have all these options? Options galore. Okay, Maria, my darling, I know we've had one private session before and you participated in many group sessions. So do you want to go on camera? We're going to do this quick, so hopefully you're ready. Do you want to go on camera or just audio? It'll be easier if you do audio instead of chatting, so that way we move through it quickly. Okay. Hello, darling. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, let me see if I can split screen. Can I do gallery? No. How do I do split screen? Oh, no, not immersive. That's a green screen. Okay, let's do just speaker. Okay, we're just going to do speaker. It's fine. Okay, so let me remove my pin. Okay, Maria, talk. Let me see if you come up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. And so let me see if I come up after I start talking. Do you guys see me now? Yeah? Maria, do you see me? Yes.
Yes.
Maria's audio just froze. Okay. And then when Maria talks, so the green box is moving back and forth. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Maria, my darling, do you give me permission to do a scan of your mind, body, and soul?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let me just do a quick scan, and then I'll let you know what I pick up. So I'm hearing the first thing, I need to stop repeating old patterns because they're keeping me stuck. I know what they are, and I know I need to stop, but there are certain ones that still keep repeating. And I'm picking up like there's a lot of head activity where you feel like you're connecting, but then there's overthinking that starts to take place. And there's been judgment and comparison. There's been judgment and comparison that's been happening. That's kind of like keeping your focus and keeping you distracted. And you're saying, I understand what I need to do, but I feel like I haven't taken the effort to do it. I'm not doing it like I should be doing it. So there's a lot of like going back and forth in your mind about that. And I'm hearing like the old stories define me, but I also don't want to stay stuck because of them. So it's almost like it's like you don't want to dismiss what happened, but you're having a hard time creating that balance between just learning the lessons without constantly being back. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Did any of this resonate?
Yes. All of it. Especially the duality part.
Okay. So so I'm going to download for you. So let me just quickly see where that's coming from. The duality of like staying connected, but also being afraid to.
Yes, like knowing, I already know, but then there's still something like where I'm stuck in the, like that last part you said where I know everything that happened, but then and I don't want to be stuck in it. Like I want to move forward.
Okay.
I don't want that to be blocking me anymore.
Okay. So why do you feel, okay, you know what, forget it. We don't have time for this. So I'm just going to skip ahead. But usually in a private session like we've done before with you, like I would ask, like, what do you feel is blocking you? Why do you feel it's blocking you? Because there's things, but it's mostly for your conscious mind to feel comfy, like, oh my God, I'm doing this, but because we're short on time, I'm going to do it faster for you. Okay. So I do need to eat before I work out because he puts me through, I have a new trainer and he puts me through, and I'm like, if I don't eat, I'm going to faint. Judgment, like you're afraid of like fully stepping into your power because goosebumps everywhere. We hit what is it? Jackpot. You feel like family and others would like not feel comfortable with you if you go fully into your personal power. You feel like you're going to be judged. You're going to be, this is like such a common thing with so many, not just women, but also men and all genders. And even, especially if you have, because we're all light beings in physical form, right? Well, obviously it's a whole nother conversation, but generally speaking, we all serve a purpose. And so even if some of us haven't been healers in past lives or whatever, it doesn't matter, because as I said in my email, everyone is a healer. I don't mean like you're going out there like healing people. You have the ability is what I mean. Everybody has the ability, even if you can't do that now. And so I understand that this is something that is important for you. And I do feel that there are past lives. There more than one past life trauma that needs to be released. And I know you had messaged me saying that you've been thinking about booking a private, but then you saw that this was a masterclass with the heart healing and all that, which is going to help you. Everything we do is going to help you. So see how you feel by the end of the masterclass and then decide if you want to do a private to go deeper, because obviously as an old soul that you are, we're not going to be able to release all your past life stuff. And many of you who've done privates know this, that not every one of you is ready to go like super deep, like right away. Like when I went to Scotland in 2019, I didn't see the stuff that I saw this time. I was like, oh my God, what? I was brutally beaten and dragged publicly through the Royal Mile. Like that didn't come through last time because I wasn't ready for that. I needed to release other things. So let me see. Because you're afraid, like, it's like you have this like your world and you're afraid to rattle it. and many others of you I've worked with, similar patterns. So this can even be like almost like a collective download, but yeah, I'm getting an image where in a past life you were like holding your neck. This is such a common thing too, like throat chakra with women, because we were repressed for so long. We weren't able to speak our truth, right? So I literally see you like you can't, like you feel like you're being choked up, like you can't speak, and it's like it seems like a 16th, 17th century lifetime. Yeah, there were things happening that were so immoral, and you couldn't, like, you wanted to tell people, but anytime you would, like, you would be like disregarded, and it was like you're crazy, and like just no one really cared and listened to you. Okay, so that's it's like, do you see the connection? Because like you were judged and not listened to, and so you're afraid if you see more, you're going to be judged and not listened to, and people are going to think you're like crazy, and maybe you may even have misalignment with your, husband. You're afraid of, like, you get what I'm saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing what I'm downloading, knowing what it feels like to live your life. So as I'm downloading this, I'm also witnessing the release. Is it okay to release that trauma from that lifetime where everything I just described quickly?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm communicating with your subconscious, and I'm making sure to understand that it's okay to release that trauma without continuing to repeat it in this lifetime. Downloading, knowing what it feels like to step into your personal power without being afraid of how you'd be looked at how you'd be thought of, how you would be treated, whether or not people would believe you, and knowing what it feels like to speak your truth no matter what, without the fear of being judged, without the fear of not being understood, without the fear of being abandoned, rejected, shamed, without the fear of being blamed for, being crazy, or that something's wrong with you, knowing what it feels like to let go of all these old stories of your mind and to completely release and surrender. And I'm picking up your left ear, like needing to know and receive information safely without being afraid that you're going to lose touch with this physical reality, without being afraid that you are somehow going to stand out in a way that's going to make your life here on earth uncomfortable. Is that okay?
Yes.
And knowing what it feels like to fully surrender to your beautiful inner light and allow it to shine without fear. So I'm just witnessing that in all languages for all of eternity, space, and time, and just quickly downloading. Yeah, it went into the third eye, brain, and just witnessing it throughout. Yeah, there's a lot of activity in your head lately, like a lot of overthinking. So I suggest you do some grounding. I know you're in California. I don't know how close you are to the beach, but even if it takes like an hour to get there, it really helps. Or get to the mountains. The mountains are even better. Go for a hike, really ground yourself. You don't have to necessarily be barefoot if you're hiking somewhere, but if there is grass, you can be barefoot, but really want you to ground yourself and do the breathing and do the journaling, go over your list again, and then we'll see how you transition and evolve over the next 3 additional days. So how are you feeling? Are you taking a deep breath? One more deep breath. The video is pausing a little bit. That's okay.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
So, and you have such a nice glow to your face. I noticed that. I noticed that about myself too. After I do these downloads for you, all of a sudden, like my face is brighter. So it's, collective download
Thank
as
you.
well. You are welcome, my dear. So I quickly have to eat, quickly have to change and go to the gym. However, before I quickly, don't forget your homework, the homework that I gave you. Don't forget looking over your list again, because once again, doesn't matter when you do the manifesting. However, today happens to be a powerful new moon, and the new moon is usually stays in its power for the next it's the most powerful the first 8 hours. So for the next 8 hours, you can go through your list again. And this is something that you can do daily. Let me send the link again if you haven't signed up yet, so we can go through this deep, deep session for the next 4 days. And I am excited to be on this journey. Thank you for being here with me on this journey. Thank you for allowing me to do this for you and to help guide you, because as we always say, even though we may know some of these things, so knowing can be on the conscious level and it's stuck in your brain and your mind, and we need to pull the energy into an inner knowing, and at times we need guidance for that. So even though Maria, she, as you witnessed, she knows these things, I know what I have to do, I know what I have to do. You do need guidance from time to time. As you recall, we always talk about, we all come from source. So allowing someone else to help you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I hope to see you all tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. In the UK, that is 7 p.m. And then you can figure out the rest of the time zones. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Much love.